I'm Pat Malone, and this is the Academy Sports and Outdoors HT Professional Redfish Series. Tour Stop 1 in the Academy Sports and Outdoors HT Professional Redfish Series finds the tour and its anglers in beautiful Chalmette, Louisiana. Before the teams hit the water for 3 days of competition, they hit the Chalmette Civic Center, where the St. Bernard Tourist Commission supplied a great meal, and sponsors supply some great products for the anglers and their families.
Hey, as bad as this is, tell me it's not better than my house.
It's better at your house. You know, I fish down there all the time, and most of the time
Anglers swap stories and try to get a last-minute edge, but for the most part, these guys know what, when, and where they're fishing. What they don't know is the part Mother Nature's going to play before these 3 days are over.
Of course, I'm going to ask you, you got 15 pounds?
I ain't done yet. I ain't done yet.
We got to lose about 2 foot of water. If we lose that, game out.
Let's look at the Deuce Rod's rules of the game. In the HT Professional Redfish Series, teams from across the country compete for 3 days to see who will take home the $25,000 top prize. Each team is allowed to weigh in 2 redfish per day that are at least 16 inches in length, but no longer than 27 inches. After 2 days of competition, the top 10 teams will move on to fish day 3. All fish must be caught in a conventional and sporting manner using only artificial lures, and the top portion of the tail must be present, free from damage, and the longest point of the fish's tail. The top team at season's end will take home a beautiful 22-foot Haney Bay boat powered by the awesome 250 Pro XS Mercury outboard. Now that we've checked out the Deuce Rod's rules of the game, let's head to the water for day 1 of the Academy Sports and Outdoors HT Professional Redfish Series.
Think it's gonna rain today?
we were hoping for rain, but not this bad.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of weather outside right now, and it's kind of stalled over the top of us with those 2 systems that met together. So we're going to sit here and wait until sunlight comes up and see how bad it is, see if it's going to pass. A lot of lightning and some heavy winds.
I'm tired. I'm about to take a nap.
Anglers are forced to hold off from the start of this event due to severe present and impending weather.
Still gonna be kind of bad. We're ready to get out of here though.
Time to go fishing. They're sitting around us for the birds.
9 pounders. We need some 9 pounders.
Calling the fish, babe. We're gonna be in the hunt today now.
With a break in the weather, anglers are finally released from the dock, and day 1 is underway. The first team we catch up with is Team Deuce Rods, Anthony Bayland and John Soche.
Trying to slow us down?
Yeah, well, I thought I seen something back up in here. We're giving the last 30 minutes in our best spot.
I think we should have ran through the marsh right here instead of going up the canal. There had 3 boats run through it, and then we tried to fish it.
No action early for Team Deuce Rods as they second-guess their first stop and make an early move. Let's check in with American Rod Smith's team of Justin Collison and Todd McKellar.
We'll start at that island.
Go to that second point, Anthony. Too big.
Don't say that.
Might not be there.
Rod. Measure for us, baby. Come on. Good?
Too good. One more.
Let's get him, baby. Freaking hammer that thing, man. This is what we need right here. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hopefully that one's gonna measure, huh?
Well, I thought he'd been a little heavier than that.
Number 2. 2 in the boat. We need about 2 pounds with that one right there. See if we can get some more.
Come on, baby. One more, man.
You having trouble?
Coming up after the break, controversy at the scales.
I'm gonna look at exactly how it's written.
Take a polygraph.
No, I ain't worried about that. It
we'll
doesn't matter
take a
whether you do it.
polygraph.
It doesn't matter. You can't wade in.
Ray Bob, you check the feeding times for our trip today?
Oh, no, I forgot.
Are you kidding me? But guess what? The boys over at Thirdstone have developed an app for that now.
Want to know the exact peak time? The Thirdstone software app helps you do that. Major feeding times, tidal information, and more.
Ryan, I don't know why everybody doesn't own this app. It's the most important tool we could own.
Boy, it sure is nice to know when these fish are gonna eat.
If you want to know the exact peak feeding times, you need the Fisherman's Analyst. It really works.
We're back, and back with Team Deuce Rods as they try to get their limit for the day.
Another bass. Ah, you threw it right on top of him. Be the right one, baby. Come on! Money. 47.25. We gotta keep it, dude.
He's over 8. 8.25. Let's run. We'll run.
Yeah, baby.
With time running out, they'll have to hurry back to check-in or risk disqualification for being late.
So we didn't know if they were going to bite, and obviously they didn't bite at the first spot, but and that's how it goes sometimes, the tide difference or whatever, and all that rain last night. But
We caught our fish pretty early. We were able to come back before the weather got too bad.
That redfish took off running so hard, it jerked him and he lost his balance and he fell on his shoulder and his back and his head. And he's laying down there bad hurt.
Yeah, got a pretty good bruise on finger and elbow.
I come running around that rod that fish took off, jerked the rod out of his hand. He lost his $300 American Ross Smith rod, $200 reel, and a big old 8-pound red that might have cost us $25,000.
We got done about 8:30 this morning. We probably caught, I don't know, probably about 12 fish total. Stuck to the 2 we felt good with for today, and now we're just waiting for weigh-in, and we'll see how our bail sits.
This is Kevin and Phil Brouchard from American Rod Smiths. 1608, 1577, 1515. 2 fish on day 1 for 1326.
We kind of had to dodge the weather for 3 or 4 hours, but kind of once it settled down, we started catching a lot of fish.
Got a lot of fish.
Yeah. We just couldn't get, we were so close several times of getting the perfect fish, but we're talking about like a 16th over on at least 4 fish.
2 fish, 1698, almost 17 pounds. Good Lord.
That ain't nothing that we did. I mean, that's just,
I know.
look how small it is.
Our rules state the tails have to be in perfect condition.
If your fish's tail looks like that, you can't bring it in. The tip of the tail is what's got to be visible.
I know you didn't do it, but it doesn't matter. The rules state it has to be a pristine tail at the tip.
So it's good though?
He was saying that we had a mutilated tail.
That whole tail can be rounded. That's fine. but you can't have a part below the tip longer than the tip, but now we can't determine exactly how long that tip would have been.
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of speechless right now.
The longest part of your fish's tail has to be the top of it.
I mean, we had other fish, and we caught 30 fish today. I just don't understand. I didn't even really pay attention to it. I really didn't.
It is what it is.
It was interesting. I mean, we had a lot of rain and some overcast, but we had a good bite early, so we thought we were going to do good. We had our fish early, so we kind of slowed down.
Made a couple moves and was able to get a few decent fish.
We was either catching, real small fish or, over, so it wouldn't help us out. We couldn't find the right ones.
As teams hit the stage, 15 pounds seemed to be the average. Anthony and John weighed in 13.55, good for 23rd, while Justin and Todd landed in 18th with 14.46. Teams will need to find bigger fish on day 2 if they want to move on to the top 10 and make the money round. As we go to break, check out the Third Stone leaderboard showing Team SCB, Jeff Steckler and Jimmy Lloyd in the lead with 16.98. Stay tuned. When we come back, more from Chalmette.
Ray Bob, did you check the feeding times for our trip today?
Oh no, I forgot.
Are you kidding me? But guess what? The boys over at Third Stone have developed an app for that now.
Want to know the exact peak time? The Third Stone software app helps you do that. Major feeding times, tidal information, and more.
Ryan, I don't know why everybody doesn't own this app. It's the most important tool we could own.
Boy, it sure is nice to know when these fish are going to eat.
If you want to know the exact peak feeding times, you need the Fisherman's Analyst. It really works.
Day 2 begins with anglers loading their fuel tanks and coolers, while Dwayne Eshe gets a clarification on a fish's tail he's been spotting.
Like tip of the tail.
Tip of the tail.
So you're saying it's deformed?
No. I'm asking you about this part. Forget about that part. I'm asking you about that right there.
Yeah, that's fine. But I want to call the first boat at 6:30. Okay? All right, guys. Good luck. Thank you so much.
With no rain delay on day 2, teams head to their favorite spots and get right to fishing. Team FinTech Tackles Paul Chavis and Manny Perez are going stealth by poling their way around a shallow pond. Team Haney Boats is next.
You gonna make it or over?
Kevin Aikens flat catching them. His partner Mark Otto, not so much.
During this tournament, the river started to come up, started flooding down there. A lot of guys were catching really good weights down there free fishing, and it didn't work out before.
Like that? Trying to burn it?
But I think that's my favorite reel in the world. You're trying to kill it.
Mark changes reels and changes his luck.
That one might be too big.
Ready?
No. How about? What's she at, Mark?
Just over a half. Let's get it released.
While Kevin and Mark continue to search for the perfect size fish, let's check out a few clips from the anglers using the GoPro onboard camera. Let's check back in with Kevin and Mark and see if they've had any luck locating those perfect sized Louisiana redfish.
Man, I don't know if I want to stick this one. She looks too small. I'm on. God it.
The action has definitely slowed down for Team Haney Boats, and losing fish that do bite won't help their cause.
She's on that edge.
No, she's not. She's right where I threw. Dude, she is pissed off.
After an aggressive attempt to get off, Mark boats his 8-pound beauty.
You gonna make it or over?
Be close.
All right.
About 26 and an eighth.
Perfect. Weigh it for me. You know which one the small one is already, I guess?
Yep.
Perfect. Thanks, Mark. Awesome job, brother. Yeah, too big. Ah, darn it. Coming in. I'm gonna bring her up right in front of you. Ready? 3, 2, 1, now. You too big? Or is that a pig?
Looks too big.
8 pounds.
How close?
You pushing this, yes or no? Louisiana redfish. She's all lit up, living up in the grass.
As teams head back and prepare for Day 2's weigh-in, let's check in dockside with Team AHR Metals, Gary Reddick and Skip Floyd.
The whole story. Start from the
You
beginning.
start the story then.
Well, the day started off, we had our plan A, and our fish have been about a 1 o'clock bite, and we got in there early this morning, the water was clean, and we caught a whole bunch of speckled trout. And I guess about 9:30, Gary stuck the first fish that we still have in the live well. Everything was fine, and about 20 minutes later, I guess, Gary caught another fish. Then we got into a school of fish, caught 4 or 5 in a row really quick. Then we worked our way back into the back of our ponds, and we got stuck, imagine that. And while we were stuck, I happened to walk to the back of the boat to cast to a certain pond, and when I looked in our live well, I saw belly up on both of our fish. At that point, I pretty much dove into the live well, grabbed the fish, and tried to doctor in the fish. And
we're having problems with the recirculation system on the boat right now, so Skip's got both fish in the net in the water. They're both still moving, so we're trying to keep them alive. We need to upgrade these fish and turn them loose, but hate to get rid of them right now. Hopefully they'll make it on the rest of the day.
yeah, it took up about an hour of our day, I guess. An hour we didn't have. But we were babysitting these fish, and we looked at the clock, and we realized we only had 45 minutes left of fish time, and so we had to start fishing our way out, hoping to cull. It didn't happen, but our fish didn't die. We got 2 fish in the boat, possibly about 10 pounds.
Yeah, we did catch a 29-inch, a 30, and a 31.
A Volkswagen, yeah, several of them. Along with that,
all 3 in a row.
We got lucky today. I mean, most people don't say that, but we did. And we're going to tomorrow, and you know we got a good chance of getting there.
2 fish, 2 alive, 2 short.
We can't blame it on the weather. We can't blame it on the lightning, the rain, or anything. We stayed in one area too long. We got what I would call 2 perfect fish for tournament
perfect
fishing.
fish. We don't think we could have did any better today.
We did pretty well today. Honestly, I think that weather helped us out.
1680, your new leaders. Put your hands together for them.
Oh, that's the best we could do. They were all small. We caught 1 good fish, and we just couldn't capitalize on that 1 good fish to get another one.
The water came up a lot. Had to work.
Found some really good fish. We'll come back again tomorrow morning.
1550, 1465. 15-pound limits continue, but Team Haney pushed the limit, and it paid off. Kevin and Mark move into 10th and are the final team to make the cut to fish on Day 3. Team Mayak's Dwayne Esche and Clark Jordan make the big move of the weekend, vaulting all the way to 2nd place after 2 days. The Thirstone leaderboard still shows Team SCB's Jeff Steckler and Jimmy Lloyd leading the field of 10 teams that have made the cut and will move on. Stay tuned. When we come back, it's Day 3.
Ray Bob, you check the feeding times for our trip today?
Oh no, I forgot.
Are you kidding me? But guess what? The boys over at Thirstone have developed an app for that now.
Want to know the exact peak time? The Thirdstone software app helps you do that. Major feeding times, tidal information, and more.
Ryan, I don't know why everybody doesn't own this app. It's the most important tool we could own.
Boy, it sure is nice to know when these fish are going to eat.
If you want to know the exact peak feeding times, you need the Fisherman's Analyst. It really works.
Day 3, and the anglers head out to their fishing grounds with a guaranteed check for those top 10 teams still competing. They'll be pushing the limit today. 5 and 6 pounders won't help them. They'll be looking for those fish as close to the 27-inch mark as they can find. I got a feeling that we will not have 20 fish.
We pushing the issue, yes or no?
At the festival to weigh in. The tour is on the move to the fairgrounds. It's finally day 3, and we're at the Crawfish Festival. Setting up for day 3 is a chore, but equal to the task at hand is the staff of the HT Professional Redfish Series, and quick work is made in preparation for day 3's exciting finale. The stage is set, the crowd is growing, and the food is ready. Now all we need are the teams to come in with some big Chalmette redfish. The teams make their way to the fairgrounds via police escort provided by the St. Bernard Sheriff's Department. Anglers swap stories of what they caught, where they caught it, and as usual, the ones that got away. Running out of quality fish is always a concern when fishing so many days in a row.
Yeah, it was a tough day, man. We caught a lot of fish, just didn't get the right ones, like we had been doing. So
yeah, it was real tough. Real tough. We're just glad to be here.
They'll automatically lock you in at 10:15. Y'all put your hands together for your new leaders.
About 12 o'clock, we were just happy to be in this top 10. When we came from Texas, we said, if we could make that, that'd be great. We got in a school of fish. Everything looked too big, but you know what? It's so fun to fish here. We said it'll be our last day. We'll just go out with a bang, and we stuck every single fish we could, but the smallest was 27 and a half.
Dwayne S.J. and Clark Jordan. 1669, 34 100ths out. 1530. Y'all put your hands together for him and look at this pig.
Dead on what we thought it was.
1399. Y'all put your hands together for him. Now make some noise. Just 1.35 out of the lead. In the number 69 boat team, American Rodsmith, Kevin and Cajun Phil Broussard. Come on out, put your hands together for them. 1584, they've got it. Lake Charles own.
Thank my dad here. I'm very fortunate. I still get to fish with my dad, and it's the best partner I could ever have. And just enjoy fishing with him more than anything in the world. So.
1706, there's your leaders and there's your big bag of the weekend. Woo! Woo! I'll take some of that. I'll take a little bit. There you go.
Whew, I tell you what, that was all my partner this morning. Believe it or not, those 2 fish came in on top water, and we had no net in the boat.
1569 behind the leaders. You feel good about it?
No, not really, man.
You don't feel good about it. They got 2 fish, they're alive. We got them centered up. 1501, that means Eddie Adams and Sean O'Connell are your winners. There you go, sir. My name's Pat Malone. It's been great being your host. Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you, Chalmette, for the 2012 Louisiana Crawfish Festival. It's been great. We'll see you next year. This has been the Academy Sports and Outdoors HT Professional Redfish Series. We'd like to thank Haney Boats, Mercury Outboards, Third Stone Software, and a host of other great sponsors. This week, a special thanks goes to St. Bernard Tourist Commission and the Louisiana Crawfish Festival. My name is Pat Malone. It's been great being your host, and we hope to see you again soon, either on the water or on the web at www.htredfishseries.com.
Ray Bob, did you check the feeding times for our trip today?
Oh no, I forgot.
Are you kidding me? But guess what? The boys over at Third Stone have developed an app for that now.
Want to know the exact peak time? The Third Stone software app helps you do that. Major feeding times, tidal information, and more.
Ryan, I don't know why everybody doesn't own this app. It's the most important tool we could own.
Boy, it sure is nice to know when these fish are going to eat.
If you want to know the exact peak feeding times, you need the Fisherman's Analyst. It really works.